MCRD Paris Island, almost 50 years later. Let's go.
Boy! Recon Crew Depot, Paris Island, South Carolina, and you're just taking the first.
Let's start off with the intro music. Imagine seeing that today. It looks like a love story. Versus now with the recruiting videos where they're hardcore, a guy with a sword, a guy with a suit of armor climbing a mountain. I don't know what it is today. You guys let me know.
The contract to enter the service of the United States Marine Corps and to the utmost of my power and ability discharge my services or duties to the several requirements and lawful commands of the...
Now that contract, or at least that form, looks very similar to when I was in. Now, it wasn't 50 years ago, 30 years ago, but it looks very similar. So things keep on moving. Look at these recruits. I'd say they look like weaklings from the looks of them. Now, people weren't as into bodybuilding and fitness back then, as you can tell.
Officers who may be placed over me.
Many are ready for their oath, sir.
3 major wars and numerous conflicts from Haiti to Vietnam have been trained on Paris Island. The recruit is a young apprentice in a tough profession. He comes from all parts of the eastern United States.
Now, the grinder doesn't look like it's changed much. I got a picture of my uncle there in 1967 in front of the Iwo Jima statue. It looks the same. I got a picture of myself there a long time later, and it looks about the same. Maybe the trees have grown up more. I think that'd be 2nd Battalion across the way, and 1st would be on the right of this road. I never drove in there during the day, but I'm pretty sure that's how that would go.
He averages 19 years old, 5 feet 10 inches tall, and weighs 160 pounds. They will be molded into United States Marines.
Now that's a lot different, you guys can say, because now we show up in the middle of the night. I think it still happens that way. Yellow footprints, check. The DI just kind of yelling, not so much. You know, I think part of it's just recruiting, because you talk to guys when I was in who talk about Vietnam era boot camp, and it was harder, right? Everybody always says it's harder the day you got out of boot camp. They were in a day before.
Arrival, the recruits are taken directly to the recruit receiving barracks, where they undergo their initial processing.
Pick up the other towel. Hold it across your chest. Private, you now have 2.
They also go through the hygienics unit, where they get rid.
Now that looks about right. The thing in the middle, I think there was like a lance corporal or some corporal walking on it, as I recall. And there was guys in the middle and then guys on each side. But, you know, you're holding up one skivvy towel, one skivvy shirt, 3 pairs of socks, the whole standard deal.
Their civilian clothing that will not be needed for quite a while. The platoon has been formed. They are turned over to their drill instructors, who will train them in military organization. A team of 3 is assigned to each platoon. They have the job of molding these raw recruits into United States Marines.
Now, the pipes are still the same. The wooden barracks, when I was there, were gone. But, not a lot changes. DIs do seem a lot more subdued. Were they? I doubt it. I'm sure this was a recruiting video because now, that hard part sells. People like to go in the Marine Corps because a part of it, the recruiting commercials, right? The yelling and screaming. People have a fondness for that type of abuse.
One of these non-commissioned officers will be with the platoon 24 hours a day for 9 consecutive weeks.
Now, obviously, boot camp's gotten longer, 13 and a half weeks, 9 weeks. This is around the Vietnam era, so they shortened boot camp at one point. I don't even know if they sent them off to infantry training first. You may have just gone on right to Vietnam. You guys that know, let me know in the comments. But as you can see, they're getting in their grill. Smokey hasn't changed, but the pipes, first time I ever saw that was at Paris Island.
Get up, On their clothes, they look like they went to the beach. Get them straight.
Teamwork that they want in the platoon. When the recruits first start drilling, they all seem to have 2 left feet. But before long, they will start shaping up. The instant and exact response to orders that's demanded of them is obvious to all. The private finds out that there is only one way of doing something, the right way.
Now, I don't know when they started calling them a private versus a recruit. At some point they did. You can see they've got M14s, wood stock, heavy weapon, long weapon. Covers all dicked up. You know, you got the 2 fingers here. Web gear, we had that exact same web gear in boot camp. I don't know what you guys have today. It might be that exact same web gear, you know, 2 teens on each side.
Physical training is also stressed here at Parris Island. Many hours are devoted to reconstruction of 19 years of improperly toned muscles, which must be conditioned in 9 short weeks. This program...
Now, those guys are moving over the O course pretty good. Looks pretty comparable from what I can see. Obviously depends what battalion you're in, depends on where the O course is located, but looks like some of the similar obstacles, right?
Is conducted by both the physical training instructor and the drill instructor. The Marine Corps obstacle course provides an excellent physical conditioning device. This training is accomplished on the weekend, and those recruits who pass a retest return to their regular platoon. Those who fail are retained to receive instruction at a slower pace.
God, you got to be some hell of a rock to fail those tests. You know, they tell you, you go over it as part of your drill, at the classroom stuff, right, where you kind of fall asleep unless they caught you. I don't remember anybody failing a written test, but I do remember people going UNC at the rifle range. You guys let me know in the comments. You know anybody who went UNC and got rolled back? We did have a couple fat bodies get rolled back too.
Recruits who have an extremely difficult time adjusting to the military environment are assigned to the motivation platoon. Here they will receive instruction that will stimulate their desire to return to training and to become a successful member of a regular platoon.
I always like the terms like motivation platoon instead of saying, you know, the Department of War, as they used to call it, the Department of Defense. Instead of saying you're an F up, the motivation platoon.
When the recruits have shown that they can meet the demands of recruit training, they return to a regular platoon.
So they're still doing pugil sticks. I remember those things were affixed. Maybe they were just tires. I don't remember running with the pugil sticks hitting dummies. We hit each other. You know, you're in the circle, the bridge, or in the octagon, I think that's what they called it. You run in. You guys remember that? I don't remember doing this one. Maybe they were stationary. I don't remember them hanging like that.
Drill instructors are positioned at points throughout the course to ensure proper execution of attack movements.
Everybody remembers the butt stroke, right? Butt stroking with your rifle. Now I don't know what they do with the M4. I guess there's no more butt stroke involved. Course here.
For most of these recruits, this first 8-mile hike is a preview of the many hikes of the future in every climb and place where the Marines can and will take a gun.
Now, I remember that march as being much faster. Maybe it's just in my head. Maybe I made that up. But I was towards the middle of the pack if I wasn't a squad leader. So in the middle of the pack, you have to catch up that accordion effect. And I don't remember too many marches during the middle of the day like this. They're always in the morning at like ass crack 30.
By their 8th week at Parris Island. During the 8th week, the recruits take the Marine Corps physical fitness test, in which they are tested on their ability to climb the rope, perform repetitions of strengthening exercises, and run 3 miles with their platoon.
Now, those cadences are always good, right? We had the same cadences since Vietnam, like Ho Chi Minh is a SOB, got the blue balls, crabs, and the 7-year itch, almost like Full Metal Jacket. Believe it or not, they had the same stuff. Now, was it handed down? Did they like it? Did they give them a mixtape and de-ice cool? I don't know. I think it's just handed down. What do you guys think?
The physical training is difficult and demanding, as it is designed to be. For when the training is completed, the finished product is a strong, well-motivated, physically conditioned Marine. Condition of his rifle and his professional knowledge. The work of the recruit and their drill instructors is done. And now comes the final review.
I never knew anybody in the band, but it would be hard to say, yeah, I was a Marine, I was in the band, of all things. I don't think they do anything else either. I don't think they have an MOS, but I've heard guys say, I'm going in the Marine Corps to be in the band. So maybe you can just go to boot camp, MCT now, in band camp? I don't know.
All respects have earned the title United States Marine.
You know, a big difference there is, too, we didn't have khaki pants. They were always green. You had your Charlies on, you'd have your green trousers and your beige top, right? Short sleeve. They had the tan pants at one point. I don't know when they got rid of them. That's pretty big difference. And this guy, too, he's got, looks like a good conduct ribbon and a national defense ribbon. You wouldn't see that anymore. They give out so many damn ribbons for everything. But if you look back, even at Carlos Hathcock, the amount of ribbons he had, I think he had maybe 2 bars. So just thinking about him, he got it after 20 years. Everybody knows who Carlos Hathcock is, but yet 2 bars. Or now, if he was a Lance Corporal, was on one deployment, he'd have a rack. So how do you guys think boot camp's changed since even you were in? The bigger question is, how do you think it'll be 10 years from now? I'll see you in the next video.